Hello everyone, it's Brooke again. We're back for another day in another corner of my house. I hope you enjoy this flow. So we're going to start in a child's pose today. Option to have the knees together or knees apart, whatever is most comfortable for you. And maybe placing a block or a blanket, whatever you have, underneath the forehead if your forehead is not touching the earth. So we want to make sure we have some contact underneath the forehead. So let the arms just be nice and heavy. We don't want them active here. Forearms on the earth. And we'll just take a moment to connect to the breath and take a moment to notice how we're feeling. So let's begin inhaling through the nose and an easy exhale out. Trying to match the inhale and the exhale, equal length, equal depth. Take a few more breaths here. We'll slowly make our way up to our first tabletop. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We'll just go for a few hip circles, coming forward and back, pausing at any spot that might feel nice for you, and changing directions. Again, just noticing how the body's feeling before we start our practice. Move around a little bit, and we'll meet back in that tabletop. From here, we'll take a nice big inhale, and on the exhale, pushing up through the palms, rounding the back to cat pose. Inhale, belly button goes towards the floor, looking forward for cow. Exhale, cat, stretching in between those shoulder blades. And as you inhale, making your way to cow, we want to squeeze those shoulder blades towards one another. Exhale. Inhale, cow. And we'll come back to a neutral spine, curling the toes under. We'll lift the knees a few centimeters up off the earth, floating or elevated table, noticing how your back's nice and flat. And then from here, we're going to make our way to plank. So step those feet back, trying to have a nice straight line from the shoulders all the way down to the heels, legs nice and straight. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lift those hips. Let's walk it out here. Just bending one knee and the other. Again, we're still warming up the body, becoming aware of how the body's feeling. We'll bend the knees, looking between the hands, stepping or jumping the feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands come to the earth. Right leg steps back, low lunge. Maybe inhaling the arms up towards the sky. We can also keep those on the hips. Take a moment, activate those legs. Breath present. Bringing the hands to the earth, curling the back toes, stepping to plank. And exhale, down dog. Relax those heels towards the earth. Bending the knees, looking between the hands, stepping or jumping the feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come to the earth. Left leg steps back this time. Inhaling the arms up, low lunge on the other side. Right leg's pulling back, left is going forward. Engage those legs, maybe taking the gaze up towards the ceiling. Bringing the hands to the earth, curling the back toes, we'll step back to plank. And exhale, down dog. Relax the heels towards the earth. We'll bend our knees, stepping or jumping the feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. You can inhale the arms up, feet about hip width apart. We're going to rise up onto those tippy toes and then bending the knees almost like a squat, but we're on the tippy toes if we can, keeping the chest up, rising back up. Exhale, lowering into our chair. Take your time. Inhale, back up. Exhale, lowering down. Keep those heels up if we can. Inhale, rising back up. We'll set the heels down and hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come to the earth. Right leg steps back, a low lunge for just a second here. Option to inhale the arms up towards the sky. Curling the back toes, we're going to rise up into high lunge. So trying to keep that back leg as straight as we can get it, giving some of the weight to the outside of the front foot. And we're going to open up to the left. So stretching those arms out, still keeping that back leg straight if we can. Just the torso turns here. We'll bring the hands back to center. Then we're going to bring the right hand down, maybe onto a block or the earth. Again, another twist here, maybe bringing the gaze towards that top hand. And we're going to make our way back up into high lunge and then into warrior two. It's kind of a quick transition here. So for warrior two, check that the heels are aligned. Of course, you're giving some of the weight to the outside of the foot. There's my dog. Right hand comes down, left hand up. Reverse warrior. Exhale, bring that left forearm down, sweeping the right arm towards the front of the mat, and maybe picking the left arm up if we want to mirror that here. So lots of legs and core involved here. And making our way back to warrior two. Hands come to the hips, straightening the front leg, turning the toes so the feet are parallel, and then bringing the hips back, coming down with a nice flat back, and then bringing the hands either onto the earth or a block. We'll keep the right arm on the ground. Left hand's going to go to the hip. Maybe you stretch the left hand up. If it's not comfortable for you, just keep the left hand on the hip. Maybe taking the gaze there as well. Make sure you tuck that chin. Lots of twists today. Now let's bring that left hand down, right hand to the hip, and maybe extending it up towards the sky. Again, totally optional. We'll bring that right hand back down. We'll walk the hands towards the front of the mat. Turn the toes as you do, and we'll step back to plank. Stretch those heels back, pressing up through the palms. We're going to make our way into side plank from here. So I came down onto my forearms. You can also come down to the knees if you need a modification. And if you need to make it harder, maybe lifting the top leg. So make our way back to center, and when you're ready, making your way to the other side. So again, taking the modifications that you need, maybe coming down to the knees, both knees. You can keep maybe the hand on the hip. And coming back to center. Option to lower the knees. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Relax those heels down. Maybe shaking the head yes or no. Checking that all the fingers are spread. Bending the knees, looking between the hands, stepping or jumping the feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come to the earth. This time, left leg steps back, low lunge on the other side. Maybe inhaling the arms up towards the sky. Activating the legs, curling the back toes, and we'll lift up into high lunge here. Keeping that back leg nice and straight. We'll rotate the torso, this time towards the right. Again, if this is not right for you today, staying center, that's a-okay. We'll inhale the hands back to center. Bring the left hand down onto the blocks or onto the earth. Again, another twist, lots of twists today. Keeping that breath present, we're going to rise back up into high lunge and then into warrior two. So take a moment, adjust those feet. Going to make sure that the heels are aligned. Check the position of the feet. We'll make our way into reverse warrior. Trying to keep the bend in the front knee if we can. Side angle, sweeping that arm forward. And maybe mirroring by stretching the other arm up. Again, this is totally optional, only if you're feeling it. Try and keep that breath present. And back to warrior two. Bring the hands onto the hips, turn those toes in. We'll have the heels closer to one another than the toes. And we're going to bend. Just taking a nice stretch here, feels great for the shoulders. Move yourself organically, whatever feels good for you. If you want to move a little slower, you want to move a little faster, go for it. And the hands are just above the knees on the thigh. And we'll straighten those legs. Bring the feet parallel once again, sending the hips back, wide-legged forward fold. This time we're going to walk the hands towards the left foot and holding there. Again, it doesn't have to be all the way. Wherever is comfortable, you stop there. And back to center. And then making our way to the right foot. We'll turn both toes and stepping back to plank. So option here, if you'd like to come into side plank once again, or you can also stay in regular plank or forearm plank. If you're in side plank, remember the modifications, changing sides a little quicker this time. So maybe on your knees, leg up. We'll make our way back to center, up onto the hands. Option to lower the knees. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Relaxing the heels towards the earth. Bending the knees, looking between the hands, stepping or jumping the feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come to the earth, stepping or jumping the feet back to plank. Stretch those heels back. Option to lift one leg here if you'd like. Remembering we also have the modification from the knees for plank. And changing legs. You've got this. We'll lower all the way down. Relax the right ear on the mat. And relax the arms however is comfortable for you. So just taking a moment, to unwind a little bit, reset the breath. Maybe exhaling out through the mouth if you need to let go of some of that energy. Bringing the gaze back towards the mat, we'll bring the hands just beside the chest. We want to press the tops of the feet into the earth, even so much so that the kneecaps lift up off the earth. We'll inhale, lifting the chest by engaging those back muscles and maybe lifting the hands up off the earth. Try and keep your gaze right at your mat. You want to make sure that you're not straining your neck here. Squeezing that imaginary pencil that's in between the shoulder blades. Squeeze the glutes. On your next exhale, lowering down, left ear on the mat. Relax the arms however is comfortable for you. Let's bring the gaze back towards the mat. This time we're going to either have the hands stretched alongside the body, or if you're someone who likes to interlace, you can go for that and interlace the hands behind the back. On the inhale, pushing in to the feet, lifting the chest just like before. And then we also have the option to lift the feet as well. So again, that's totally optional. You can also keep the feet on the ground. And if you're finding this one's too much, we can always come back to a baby cobra, the back bend that we started with, or go for a child's pose. And exhale, lowering down. We're all going to go to child's pose. This time we want to make sure the knees are together, feet are together. And we'll stretch those arms out in front of us. And just taking a moment here to reset the breath. We'll slowly walk those hands towards the body. We're going to make our way into dolphin's pose. So we'll interlace the fingers. And we're going to set that down on the mat, curling the toes just like before for down dog, and then we'll lift those knees up. And we want to make sure that the back is nice and straight here. So maybe for you, you're not going to have the legs fully extended. That's okay. If you want to play around with some headstand prep, maybe lifting one leg and the other, just to see how it feels. You've got this. Few more breaths. And we can set those knees down, take a quick child's pose, let the blood come back. And we'll make our way back up to our tabletop. Just like before, curling the toes, lifting the knees, butt towards the heel and tailbone up towards the sky. Bending the knees, looking between the hands, stepping or jumping the feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, sitting into our chair pose. So I like to have my feet about hip width apart. If you're someone who likes to have your big toes together, heels apart, go for it. We're going to exhale, twisting towards the left. Then we're going to step the right leg back. So a twisted high lunge. If it's not comfortable for you, just stay center, regular high lunge, that's a-okay. We'll come to center, everyone. Then we're going to bring the hands on the hips, telling our front foot to receive the weight. We're going to make our way into Warrior 3. Any hand variation that you're feeling. For me, I'm going to stretch mine back. I'm a little limited on space. You can bring your arms out in front if you have space. And then we'll bring that right knee in towards the chest. And we can gently set that down. Shake it out, and we're going to get set right for the other side. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, chair pose, keeping the weight in the heels. Hands come to heart center. And twisting towards the right this time. Again, option to stay center. You don't have to twist. We're going to step the left leg back this time. You got it. We'll inhale, coming to center. Hands coming onto the hips. And we're going to step our foot forward, making our way into Warrior 3. Again, playing with any hand variation that you're feeling. And with control, we're going to bring that left leg in towards the chest. And we can set that down. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, placing the palms on the earth, stepping or jumping the feet back to plank. Option to lower the knees. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Relax those heels, bending the knees, looking between the hands. We'll step or jump the feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come to the earth. We're going to step back to plank. From here, we're going to bring that right knee in towards the chest, going for our tiger curls. Set that shin down and exhale back up. Inhale, set it down, stretch the chest forward. Exhale, engage the core, pull that knee up. And we're going to make our way into pigeon pose. We can walk that left leg back, maybe placing a block underneath the right butt cheek. And only if you feel you need more, maybe coming onto the forearms, maybe coming down onto the forehead. Again, you might be feeling enough up on your hands. That's a-okay. And if this isn't comfortable for your right knee, you can also come on your back and take a pretzel pose. Challenge yourself to relax into your pigeon pose, softening the face, the shoulders. Trying to focus on the breath here. Slowly make our way back up onto our hands. We'll curl those back toes, releasing the right leg, down dog, walk it out. Probably be a little stiff. We're going to make our way back into that plank, and we're going to bring the left leg in, setting the shin down. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, engage the core. Inhale. You've got it. Push up through those palms. We're going to set that guy down for pigeon pose. Maybe walking back at the right leg. A block underneath the left buttocks if you need. And maybe coming down onto the forearms. Again, you might not need to do this. Maybe onto the forehead if you need. Same thing as the other side. Really try and relax the shoulders, the face. And try and focus on your breath here, your pigeon pose. We can slowly make our way back up onto our hands, curling the back toes, releasing that left leg. Down dog once again, walk that out, do what you gotta do. We'll set those knees down. And we're gonna come to lying on our back. Take your time getting there. We'll inhale, stretching those arms up overhead. Fill the lungs and exhale, bringing the right knee towards the chest. Winding down. Option to bring that leg out towards the left. Maybe stretching the right arm out, going for a twist. And coming back to center. Then we're going to bring that knee out towards the right. So really controlled. You'll feel the inner thigh stretch here. Bringing that leg back to center. We're going to straighten that guy out, grabbing onto the back of the leg, getting the hamstring. And bringing it in towards the chest one more time and then setting that down. So inhale, stretching the arms up overhead. And exhale, bringing that left knee in towards the chest. Optional, guiding that knee towards the right. Maybe taking the gaze towards the left fingertips. We'll bring that leg back to center. And we're going to bring it out a little bit towards the left, getting the inner thigh. And back to center. We'll straighten that leg, grabbing onto the back of the leg. You got a strap. A strap is great here to hammock over the heel. If not, do your best. And we can set that back down in towards the chest. And we'll release that down. Let's get into a nice comfortable position for Shavasana. Allowing the arms and legs to naturally fall out towards the side. Relaxing the space between the brows. Unclenching the jaw. And taking these next few moments to be present, to just simply be. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Challenge you to stay the next few minutes in Shavasana.